Hello and welcome. My name is Megan Kieran. This is the Om Light, and today I want to talk about spiritual awakenings. If you're here right now, you're probably on your spiritual journey, you're probably on your healing journey, your inner journey, your mindfulness journey, and all of this starts through some sort of catalyst, right? There's something that has brought you here today. And it's interesting because when you go through a spiritual awakening, you realize that there's so much out there that is unseen. There's so much out there that you can feel and just know energetically. And this all happens when we awaken to the energies around us. And once we start to tap into our crown chakra right up here, right at the crown of our head, we begin to notice that we are all one, we are all connected, we're all made of the same stardust, right? We're all from the same universe. Throughout the awakening journey, right, there are things that we go through. We go through these inner journeys that don't necessarily feel good. And so after we go through these realizations, right, we tap into our third eye. So, what I'm going to do right now is explain the spiritual awakening journey through the lens of the chakras, right? We have seven major chakras, all of these from the crown to the root. And my spiritual awakening journey started with the crown chakra. That's how I understand it, and that's how I'm going to explain it. Crown chakra is all about the awakening, understanding that there's more out there. Then we go to our third eye in the center of our forehead. Our third eye chakra is when we begin to see things. We notice signs from the universe. I think this is the part of the journey you may be on right now. Perhaps you're further than that, but if you're in the beginning of the spiritual awakening journey and you're part of the group that just is seeing signs everywhere for the first time, it's so exciting, it's a little overwhelming, and it's really magical. So the signs I'm talking about could be repeating numbers on the clock often. It could be on the license plate. It could be you asking the universe for a sign. Perhaps you are intentionally saying to the universe, I would like to see a butterfly to have confirmation I'm on the right path. And then throughout the next week, you may see a bunch of butterflies, not physical butterflies, but it could be a picture of a butterfly. It could be someone wearing a shirt with a butterfly. There are these signs that just start to pop up. There could be signs that happen without you asking. This could be your Alexa or Google Home going off without anyone saying anything, the glitches with technology, lights turning on and off. These are all just signs you're on the right path. You can just use your discernment here, right? If this feels right, it's for you. If it's not, that's okay. But really feel into what I'm saying and if it feels right to you and your situation. And as we continue down the path of our spiritual awakening, we then tap into our throat chakra. And this is where we set boundaries. This is where we may understand that we're living in some sort of inverted matrix and that a lot of the things that we used to believe may be the opposite, and the path that we thought we should go down could perhaps be completely shifted into a different direction. And I think a lot of people in our life could be shocked by that. You are probably one of the only people in your life that is on your awakening journey. For many of us, that's the case. And if this is the same situation for you, then setting boundaries is really important. So after you awaken to everything, you start seeing the signs, you start setting boundaries. You set yourself up in a way that you are protected energetically from anyone that wants to say anything about you or from any situations that aren't for your highest good, right? The best way to set boundaries is to set intentions. I don't want to be around this person, or I want to have clear boundaries with this person. Or even if you're just going out of your house and about your day, you can put a bubble around yourself. If you just picture yourself in one of those bubbles, just a regular bubble, that's a way to just energetically protect yourself if you are an empath and you're just setting boundaries with yourself and other energies out there. Because once you start taking in information, once you awaken and take in information, it can be hard to discern. You can consume a lot more energies, a lot more information because you're more aware of it. So setting boundaries is clear. There's different ways to set the boundaries and different situations for it, but that's very important. And also speaking your truth, right? That goes hand in hand with setting boundaries, especially with those in your life that you are close to. And then we reach the heart. This is when we break wide open. The heart chakra is where everything really truly resides. This, I believe, is the center to like our spirituality, like right in the center of our chest. That is where we are called home. I feel like this is where our soul, our spirit is. It is the bridge between the upper three chakras, which are more like heady and awakening vibes, and the lower three, which are more grounded, earthy vibes. This is the bridge, and this is all about love, which I believe is the purpose here on the planet, right? Or one of the best feelings we can embody. It is the essence of all creation. It is everything, right? So when we tap into our heart, there's a lot of healing that comes up. There's a lot of inner child work that may come up. And what is that? It's shadow work. And what is shadow work? Shadow work is that journey where you look at those things that you have been avoiding within yourself. And this doesn't mean you're looking at every single situation you went through in life and dissecting and figuring out, okay, how did I feel here? Now I'm going to, work through that. It's it's not as detailed as it's very subtle. It's not looking at every specific situation. When you go through the journey, it's a natural process. And at this point in your journey, it's a natural process to perhaps journal more, meditate more. This is where you really you finally are you're going down that slide into your consciousness. And when you go down there, you realize there's a lot that you may not have seen. You're turning your headlights on and you're looking within yourself and you're finding all these random things. Oh, okay, that feeling doesn't feel good, but I'm going to alchemize it. I'm going to accept whatever feeling comes up when I think about whatever situation wants to come up and for my highest good as I'm going through this journey. And it could be the feeling of anxiety. It could be the feeling of lack. It could be the feeling of not feeling good enough. And it could be from various situations that you went through growing up or through your adulthood, whenever. And those situations can also pop up. We can accept them. We can just have them go pass by and we just honor anything that comes up, but there may not be a specific situation even attached to the emotion. So when we continue along our spiritual journey, this is where people kind of, I feel like, crash out a little and realize, okay, it's not all butterflies and rainbows. It's not just this beautiful unseen world. It's like we are going down into our subconscious almost, right? And a lot of things can come up, but this is the cleansing and clearing process. And as that happens, we tap into our solar plexus, which is right here, right, right beneath your rib cage, right above your stomach. And the solar plexus is about our confidence. So this is really where we start to tap into our personal power. Once we cleared all that gunk out, we're aware of all these energies, we're clearing everything out, we are able to finally figure out, what does my soul want? What does my spirit want? What does who I truly am want? Right? And then there could be things that flow in, ideas that come in, and this is when we begin to manifest. And at this part of the journey, manifesting isn't like just saying to the universe, I want X, Y, and Z. It is tapping into that feeling. It is tapping into the feeling of abundance. And it is really tapping into all of the desires that you've been having your entire life, or that may be just coming up all of a sudden now that you've been doing all of the work. So this is really good to intentionally create a vision board or write down what you want and really start to tap into the feeling of what you want, because that is the most powerful thing. And then after we manifest and begin to create, we have to ground these energies with the sacral chakra in the center of your stomach. This is when we take action. This is when we start to act upon the things that we would like to do in order to make our manifestations a reality. And again, this is a natural process. We're not just going through a spiritual awakening to create our dream life, it happens naturally. And at this point in the process, we're able to really begin to take those baby steps in the physical realm to create what we desire. And that is one of the things that I don't think is talked about as much, actually taking the action and how to take the action. Again, because this is a natural process, we have to listen to our bodies. This is where we really tap into our intuition, we tap into our gut. Do you ever have a gut feeling about something? Your inner knowingness. This is when we bring that heady, all that information from the energies around us, ground it into our bodies so that our bodies can begin to signal us to go in the direction that we need to go. Does this feel right? Does this feel wrong? This is how you're going to be able to navigate what actions to take and what situations to go in that will lead you to your manifestations. It's good to have some sort of plan of how you want to get to some place, but I I feel like the journey is going to unfold itself, and it's always hard to plan out in a way that you think it's going to happen, because divine timing is everything, and really going with the flow of things is going to be what brings you towards your dreams. So, this is the part in the journey where you listen to your body and you realize there's a connection between your mind, body, and spirit. And all of the weird things that may be happening to you physically is just a reflection of what's all of the changes that are happening to you internally. And the very last part of the awakening journey is grounding your root chakra right in between your sit bones, this red one right here. This is where we really connect to the earth. We really connect to what makes us feel like we're at home, like we're stable and secure. And yes, obviously, it's all the physical things around us, but it's us really feeling good within ourselves, within our physical being. And it's the journey of going through this amazing awakening, this process, this crazy shift, and understanding, oh my gosh, I have to look within, and then being able to understand you can create your reality with the universe, and then grounding it into your body and really being able to set up and live within your human body with all of these energies that are within you, that are activating within you simultaneously. So it's not us trying to get out of our bodies, having a spiritual awakening, connecting to God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. It's us doing that while simultaneously learning how to be human and really feeling grounded and being able to master our emotions, being able to master any situation we get into, because we're going to be able to go through life, go through all these things that are happening in the external world that could look challenging, and we can be a very steady rock, a very steady tree. We could be that lighthouse for other people. And that's the whole point of this awakening. It's to help other people and show them that we are these creator beings that have this higher purpose, and we can alchemize and change the energy. We can change all of that new energy through love, through our heart chakra. That's where we're going to be able to make the biggest difference. And you aligning with your path that is truest to you is going to help light up the world. So, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm Megan Kieran. I'm an intuitive guide. I do private sessions, so you can head to theomlight.com and check that out. But I am so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're on your journey. And I am really excited to see what else unfolds for us. I'll see you next time. Namaste.